Good afternoon, everyone. Let me get a mic check. Good afternoon. Well, kind of an interesting day, wouldn't you say? Uh, we've got some geopolitical stuff going on, possible fears of war in the Middle East. So, for the most part, I've been trying to stay out of the market, at least from a day trade perspective. I'm catching these little bounces here and there, what have you. But it's just a little volatile at the moment, and anything that comes across the news wire is going to move the market. And you just really don't have any idea which direction that's going to happen. Most likely down, but this is usually just kind of a good environment to just see if there's things that are look like they're coming into good areas to pick up and do some scanning. For those of you who are new, it's a good time to do some studying and video watching. If you are going to trade, make sure that your position sizing is smaller. Just that kind of a day, right? And there's nothing you can do about it other than protect your capital, cut things that aren't working, etc. But I had been looking at this MDT. I was looking at it last night and thinking to myself, I would like to find a good spot to get into this. This is a nice daily TPS setup. It's not right under 100, but pretty close. So I like that. And I'm going to set up a trade on it because what we have is we have a nice little uptrend here, right? We've got the pattern that we love to look for. And we've got our squeeze. Hasn't quite turned into an A+ squeeze just yet. We need one more. We need a yellow to momentum swing. But we're getting a nice pullback today in this. And I'd like to set up a trade. As you can see, it hasn't completely just broken apart. It's on today's news. It's holding up as they would say. Although it's pulled back today, which is why we're going to look for an entry in it. So to get a trade on here, we are going to start to mark this thing up. Okay. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that we're going to come in here and start marking up the point of control, which we are down into right now. We're going to find a support level in which we can take a trade off of. I'm going to use this point of control, this lower point of control down here. And then I'm going to put in a target. And then I'm going to put in a 1272 target. Put both of those targets in there. And this will be a kind of a more conservative style trade. Because it's on a daily, and we'll want to go pretty far out, I think. And then I'm going to come and put in a value area low right here at about 88, at about 90, 89, sorry. And then I'm going to come in and look at this on more like a 3-minute chart and see where those levels look like they're lining up. So there's the bulk of our pattern. As you can see, we've got this point of control pretty well marked, and then I'm going to put this other point of control up here. I'm going to mark that one. You can see we have a little rising trend line there. And if I was going to risk down on this one, here's the issue. Whoops, sorry about that. Here's the issue here is that the risk reward from here down to that level is only about a 1.62, which is not fantastic. So I would want to, this one, my target would be a little bit more like that target number 2 area at 92.53. And then I would risk down to, God, this is a tough risk. I'm going to risk down to this 88.28. But then I'm also going to put a dotted line in here at this low. So I'm going to put that line there so that I can measure. What I might do is just not go full position. It's also not a great time to go full position. With the idea that I could add down into one of these areas here. So I might go half position, and if it goes, you know, I can participate, and if it pulls back into these areas, I can add. I'd like to add at 88.33 area. So then a full position, if it comes down into that area, you know, would be almost a 6-to-1 risk reward. And then a short, a short move down into, you know, a stop out area. So this could be, let's label this. So this is a little bit more, this would be a full stop. Oh, that's going to label that in the middle. That's interesting. So, no, let's change that again. Change that to white. There we go. And then this area could be an add. Okay. Add and a full stop. And then, so if we're going to take this half position, we're only going to have a 1 to 1.5 risk reward, if you can see that. You know, this is about a 1.6 here, and this is about a 1. But if we're waiting for a pullback for our add, our risk reward improves pretty significantly there. And because we are trading this on a daily chart, I'm going to go out to the October 25th, and I'll play the 90s. So I'm going to go 10, 25, $90 calls. And those are currently trading at about a $1.50. What am I? I'm missing something here in the chat. What are we talking about here? Oh, we're talking about following into trades. Listen, if today, right? If today you're upset that you're losing money, everybody that wasn't short is losing money into the news today, right? So it's how you're managing those moves down on news. You can't really predict that. Oh, SPY's making a nice move up. I like that. Recovering a little bit. Don't know if that's on news or just kind of a late day move back up. But back to MDT here, just to finish that one out. I'm going to take half of my normal position here, right? Because I'm risking almost $2 if I'm going to let it come all the way down to this full stop area. I'm risking $1.82, right? So I want to make sure I'm buying 50 deltas, roughly. Well, they're 48s, but close enough, right? Oops, I should change where I put this. Oops. There we go. That's $1.50. That's better. And then I'd be looking to add down into this 88.33 level if it came down into there. And my target is up here at 92.53. So does anybody have any questions on that? That is a trade on the daily chart of MDT. Ooh, you know what I didn't notice? Where does this? Wait a second. The 19th, actually, that's going to work out perfectly. So we're also playing, accidentally, the earnings series. Oh, no, that's 19th of November. Well, let's check it out. We could play the earnings series on those, potentially. We'd have to go to... Oh, that's interesting. The weeklies only go out to... So you could play a shorter play here. These have, what, 24 days on them? Right? These are a 24-day. But you could also play... They don't really have an earnings series. November 15th. What did that say? It was November 19th? So you'd have to play. That's interesting. The options stop. The weekly options stop at November 15th, and then jump to monthlies after that. So the earnings series is actually a December option. So I'm not going to worry about playing the earnings, but we're not. Earnings isn't going to get us during this play. So we have 24 days for this to do something. And we have a little bit of a plan on it, and it's a low priced option, and it's not a fast moving stock, and it's also not something that is super sensitive to what the market's doing. So I feel like that's a fairly conservative trade, given that more time, Carmi. More time. Since we're trading on a daily chart, right? I just want to give myself, on a daily chart, I like to be about 3 weeks out. Or more. Because you just need that time. And these are not super expensive options, so it's not like, you're not gonna be able to take a couple, and it's gonna, just absolutely break your account. Oh, Yeah, I mean the 1018s are fine. Just, you know, why not buy a little? Personally, like the 1018s are a buck. What are they? Buck 25, let's just say, and then $90, and the 25s are, a buck 50 ish. I'll pay 25 cents extra for a little more time. Nice, Bob. A little sniper move there. Be short. Who thinks MDT is going down? I don't think it's going down. I mean, it's set up as a long. I'm just putting in areas of, if it does come down, I want to be able to add. So that's why I'm not going full position. Also, with geopolitical strain, I'm not gonna. I don't really want to be full positioned anyway. Joey, you want me to look at NRG? All right, let's do that. On the 30-minute. That looks pretty nice. Yeah, a lot of energy stocks are up right now, so that's great. So does anybody have any questions on that MDT? I'm happy to look at another chart if anybody has something that looks good. I mean, NRG is good. For me, I mean, I think it looks good. I would want to pick it up somewhere down around 91.21 if I were looking to get into that, which it may have already done. Or even down here, my stop would clearly be down here at, basically 90. I don't know why that line's in there. I wonder what those were from before? Huh, I must have had another trade on NRG at some point. Oh yeah, when we were playing this much larger chart that broke down and then came back. But now we're playing a 30-minute here. Yeah, so I'd be looking for at least a pullback down into this 91.19 area. Would love a pullback all the way down to the 90 level on like a morning wick. JB, you could go for a higher strike if you want. You're just going to pay a little bit more, but you're also going to get more movement. That's up to you. I usually go for kind of an at the money or slightly in the money strike generally. I gotta catch up here on chat. Gary, you're up 10 grand? Nice. Well, Mark, that's a good question. What do you consider a full position? And that's relative to your account size, your risk tolerance, all that. So, let's say I had a $10,000 account, right? And I was only willing to put at risk in total, like in total trade, I'm only going to use 10% of my account per trade, right? Which is, it's actually kind of a higher number. Then that means my max trade is $1,000, right? So then, if you're figuring out how many contracts you can take for $1,000, right? Then that's, it's not going to get you exactly to $1,000, but I'm not going to take six contracts here. I'm going to take 3. You know what I mean? And then if we come down into here, I can take 3 more and still only be, 1,000 contracts. I mean, $1,000 into my overall trade. That's what I mean by half position and then full position. If I have a $10,000 account, right, I'm not going to go put $5,000 into this one trade. This could even be smaller. I mean, you could only want to put $500 into each trade for 5% of your overall account, right? It has to do with your risk tolerance. Does that make sense? Nice little move on the SPY here. Today was interesting. With the Vold wasn't too low. The ADD wasn't pinning down around 2,000, but this morning we did have a pretty hard sell-off. It's kind of interesting. I was really watching those levels and trying to figure out, what the market internals were telling me. But look at this scan over here. This is all the 30-minute squeezes in the market right now. Not all of them, but all of them that would fit, some of my other criteria. So a lot of things, I mean, just like the SPY, you saw Donnie was, trying to find a good entry spot on this 30-minute squeeze in the SPY. And we came into this value area low and we held it, which is pretty amazing. And now we're coming back up into this point of control area. I mean, it's not even really a bar anymore. It's more like, I'm sure we're gonna reject out of that area for sure. At least temporarily. Although yesterday we broke down and then ripped right back up, didn't we? Right there. What a close that was. USO. Let's take a look. What time frame chart are you thinking? On a 1 minute? I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a sniper setting up on the USO. Here. That's not to say it's going to reverse, but it has come into this previous low this morning. right? And a value area low over here on the volume profile. So yeah, I could see a sniper playing out at least up into that VWAP. I have a video on that. DBG. You have to do it manually, and you're going to be better off watching the video so that you can pause it. And I'll post that video in here. Hold on a second. If I can find it. As I'm looking, where is that? So, setting up charts, squeeze box watch list. There it is. Here you go. Squeeze box watch list. Now, if you have Sam, you know, Sam's a much better tool than this. But it's going to give you some of the same things. All right, let's see what Spy's going to do. I feel like there might be a good sniper setup on a rollover happening here, although we're probably getting quite a bit of short cover into the latter part of the day because you can see those two did not work. But we haven't had a setup on the 2 minute, and I do like it when we get two of these in a row without the actual signal triggering yet. So I might be looking to play a sniper back down on the 2 minute. Do you set your internals time frames? No, I don't, MetaMike. The internals here are usually on a 2 minute chart. The advanced decline, the VIX is on a 5 minute, but the ticks and the advanced decline are on a 2 minute chart because I want more real time feel for what's going on in the market. And see, we're seeing some resistance out of that level there that I had marked here on the SPY. But if we keep an eye on the ticks, see what they want to do. Yeah, because the ticks, Meta Mike, they're showing you real time buying and selling as it's happening, and so being able to see that on a lower time frame is important because you can see, you know, you get this high tick reading over what, like maybe a 10-minute period, and you can see it a little bit more clearly than if you were watching like a 30-minute chart. I bet we're missing this sniper here. So as you can see, we're starting to get a trigger, but this candle here hasn't closed. Still have a minute 44 on the candle. So that's the hard part about playing these on like a 2 minute chart. Is they don't always, sometimes they'll just go without you basically. So let's see, I'm going to set this up. It's been kind of a down day, right? I'm going to get the 571s. I'm going to watch those into this area we're in right now. See, it looks like we're starting to have a little bit of trouble up here. Some wicks. And if you follow me on this one, please be cautious, because we are getting some short cover into the afternoon here, and we've kind of broken up above this level. So I'm imagining this is only going to come maybe to there if it triggers, and then a potential move up. So, and then if it decides it wants to keep going up, you need to manage your risk. Yeah, I'm gonna try some here, small size. No, I'm trying to put. Again, please don't try this if you don't know what the SPY sniper trade is. And how to, you can do this on the SPX as well. And you're not practiced in managing your risk. Because these are 0 DTEs. They move quickly. Yep. Fast and risky. These are FNR trades. So, just sometimes there's a possibility while on the mic, and we like to trade them. So I'm also watching the ticks over here. Right, I'd like to see those come down into negative territory at the very least. Watching that change of character. Ticks are coming down a little bit. Come on. Okay, so on the previous candle, we did get a trigger. But we need a little bit more to get into that, 10-15% range. This is a sniper trade on 0 DTE. I'm using SPY right now. Other times I'll use SPX. One thing that I don't love is that the ticks came down here to the 0 mark and then started a bounce. It's at least small so far. And I would like the advanced decline to roll a little bit more. And sometimes these things just take patience. They either work or they don't. L. Richardson, I have not. It is active, Mark. I am in it. And I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. Ticks are wanting to come down here a little bit. Let's see if they can get below 0. That would definitely help us out. And I'm also using the fact that we have moved up into this area up here, this what I would consider kind of a resistance pocket on the larger SPY chart. So that's kind of what helped make that decision. Where's the chart I was just at? There it is. But it just doesn't, ticks don't seem to want to get below 0 here. So this might be a quick stop out. But with these trades, if you manage your risk well and you're very disciplined, they can work out pretty well over time. I haven't, Mike. Yeah, TTC, that's always a good idea. Sniper trades after 2, use the next days. I like that. Rick, that might actually work out for you. We're getting close to a stop out here. So that accidental trade, see ticks are coming up here. Might actually work out in your favor. Ticks are creeping up towards 600 there. Regression channel. You want me to try it? Linear regression channel. So it just puts in the channel for you, basically. That's interesting. I mean, this would be a spot to snipe or put according to the linear regression channel. But I imagine this linear regression channel was lower, wasn't it? And then as this started to break up, it moved up into here. That's going to be a stop out right there. Hang on. See what it wants to do. Yep. It's funny, the SPX 500's index has not completely broken that level. That's funny. But it absolutely has on the SPX. What about the SPY? They're all a little different. It's pretty funny. So, who had the call? Rick John, you're happy. So there's one that didn't work out, right? But as I was saying before, as long as you're managing your risk, you're in good shape. So anybody have anything else they want to look at? MDT's moving all right. Perfect. Before I jump off here, I think Nate's going to be on at 3. Ha, Carmi. Hey, they don't all work. I mean, that's part of the game, right? Keep that stop real tight. Not so tight that it can't get you back up into that area, but just be disciplined, and you're in good shape. No, I would not, L. Richardson. Just because this broke and didn't work. I mean, this really could end up being a little fake breakout there, and it could continue to roll, right? But we have to follow our rules. See, ticks are coming down here. We got to follow our rules, and if you're small enough sized, then you can kind of you can wait to see if that is turns into a confirmed breakout. You saw me go over here to my SPY, where I had more volume, just to see, okay, was that a high volume push through or not? But really, the most important thing you can do is practice your discipline. All right, take your small loss, especially because if you don't, right, and this thing just keeps doing this and then doing this, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm down 40%. I only wanted to risk 15 or 20, and then you're up here doing that. That's never a good thing. So I would rather lose 10 to 15% on something like that, and then the next time it goes, or let's say we were watching it down here, and you catch a bulk of that move, you can have 3 to 4 stop outs, and well, that's a big 4, and 2 wins, and you're still positive on the day. D-Man taking profits into the SPY bounce. Well done, sir. Yeah, I was looking at PLTR as well on the 195 today. And oh man, that would have been a great entry earlier today. On this double bottom. Man, I just wasn't watching it. Yeah, PLTR looks great, but it's, a little bit pushed up and away from a really good entry spot. God, what a great entry spot that would have been. Why didn't you call that out like an hour ago, Justin? All right, y'all. I am going to jump off here and just kind of coasted into the latter part of the day here. Like I said, with the geopolitical news, just kind of staying real light, getting myself out of some other things that have kind of fallen apart, and wait to see kind of what shakes out in the next 24 hours. Yeah, D-Man, you're absolutely right. There's a bunch of charts that have pulled back into great buy zone areas. So, all right, y'all, I will talk to you very soon.